Hi, and welcome to the Stovall House. I'm Carolina Stovall, and today we're going to talk all things cozy. I get asked all the time, how do I cozy up my space? I just had a dinner party here the other day, and that was the number one thing people said. Oh my God, it feels so cozy in here. How do you do it? Well, we're going to talk about it. I'm going to answer all of your questions. So stick around, and we're going to talk cozy. You ready? Okay, so we're gonna jump right into it. I'm gonna try to make this as easy as possible for you, okay? So the first thing we're gonna think about is the space that we are trying to cozy up. So for this video, let's pretend we're trying to cozy up your living room, okay? Let's first and foremost make sure that we have a rug in that living room and that rug is the right size, okay? And to keep it easy, that rug should slide underneath your sofa and go about halfway deep underneath the sofa. Does that make sense? What you don't want is a rug that just sits in front of the sofa. Not only does that make it look cheap, but it also doesn't make it cozy at all. It's pretty easy to tell when people do that. And you can tell that they kind of were trying to save money on rugs are expensive. So they're trying to save money on the rug, or they just didn't realize, and it just never looks great. So make sure, now first and foremost, you have a rug in there. So something wool or something plush, even like some people are afraid when I say the word shag rug, but hear me out. Little taller pile, right, on that rug. Well, I did this, maybe not that big, but little thicker, cozier rug is great. Another thing you can do in that living room, we're going to start talking about a lot of layers. So let's talk about those pillows on your sofa. Don't be afraid of pillows. A lot of guys out there hate it when their wives just put a bunch of pillows on the sofa. Well, but you know what? We want cozy. They really do want cozy, whether they admit it or not. And so we need pillows. So one thing about pillows is that can you have too many? I guess technically you can, but you can do even number of pillows on both sides, or you can do it like 3 on one side, 2 on another. Regardless of how many pillows, you want to make sure that you're bringing in cozy textures. That's the next thing we're getting into, textures. So bring in things that are soft to the touch, bring in things that are maybe hand woven, bring in things that maybe have a cool pattern to it. Something that's going to provide texture in the space. Now, another thing that provides a lot of texture is a throw. We all love a good cozy throw, and I feel like it is a must on a sofa to cozy up your living room. Now, some people, when the spring and summer come around, they put the throw in the closet because they're like, well, it's not cold anymore. Well, guess what? All of a sudden, it feels colder, not cozy, in the living room anymore. And most people complain about their homes not being cozy in the spring and the summer. Why? Because they take away a lot of the things that cozy up the space. So don't be afraid of leaving a throw on your sofa year round. Now, maybe you'll switch out the throw. Maybe in the winter, you're going to have a little thicker one. In the summer, you're going to have a little thinner one. But we need that texture. We need that layering to keep that cozy going year round. All right, so we've talked a lot about textures. So we get the texture in the rug, we get the texture in the pillows, we get the texture in the throws. Now, another thing to be hyper aware of, which I think may be one of the biggest things that determines the coziness of a space or not, is lighting. We all have a lot of overhead light and we love lighting. We want to make sure we have enough light in a room. But what ends up happening is people will walk into a new home or a space and they're like, wow, look at all this lighting. And they don't go out and buy lamps for their space. Lamps are extremely important. Lamps are a phenomenal way to cozy up a space. Let's talk a little bit more about that. When you go out and buy a lamp, not only are you probably going to get a warmer tone light bulb in the lamp, but now you also have a lamp shade that's going to create a little bit more of an ambiance color. coming out of that lamp. So it's not going to be so bright in your face like it was just a light bulb there. That lampshade diffuses the light. So when you turn off the overhead light and just keep the lamp on, all of a sudden it's going to look cozier. One, because the light bulb you pick should be a warmer tone, never a cool tone. And two, the lampshade will diffuse the light. Now, speaking of light, people always feel like it's cozy around Christmas time. And one of the big reasons for that is because the soft glow of the Christmas tree. Historically, we've always had incandescent bulbs on our Christmas trees, and that's what gives us that cozy feeling, that glow coming off the tree. So in order to replicate that year round, you want to make sure that you have the right color bulbs in your lamps and turn off those overhead lights. That's extremely important. Another thing to think about, this one is not quite as easy and not quite as fast, but let's talk color palette. You know, we're coming off this like farmhouse train, right? This farmhouse ride that we've been on for many years. And in that, you found a lot of stark whites, you found a lot of grays, you found a lot of blacks. Those are all cold tones. Those are all cool tones that are not going to make you feel cozy. So think about the color palette in your home. You need colors on the warm end of the color spectrum to make your home feel cozy. So we're bringing in, instead of bright whites, we're bringing in creams and beiges. We're bringing in some type of, not bright yellow, but anything with a yellow undertone. We're bringing in anything with a little bit of orange undertone. We're bringing in maybe a sage, a soft green that, you know, green can be cold historically, but it's not as cold as blue, right? Because it's got a little bit more yellow in there. So bring in colors that are on the warmer end of the color spectrum and stay away from those colors on the cold side of the spectrum. So color palette is huge. You can change the color of your furniture, you can change the color of your walls, but look around your room. If your walls are gray, your furniture is stark white, your floor is gray, your couch is a dark blue, you're not going to feel cozy. I see this all the time. People are like, I have all these things, but it doesn't feel finished. Well, it doesn't feel finished because you don't have balance in your space. So balance is extremely important. So make sure that you are balancing out your cool tones with plenty of warm tones. And you can bring in those warm tones in some layering throughout your space. So that is extremely, extremely important. Now, one thing that always makes a home feel cozy is a fireplace. And it's not because of the fireplace itself, it's really because of that soft glow that's coming out of the fireplace, the firelight. So in that firelight, you have yellows and oranges and reds, those warm colors on the color spectrum. That is what really cozies up a room. If you don't have a fireplace in your home and you want to bring that in, do it by going out and getting an electric fireplace that you can literally go buy at a store or order online, bring it into your home, plug it in, turn it on, boom. All of a sudden you have a fireplace. Make sure you decorate it, the mantle, maybe put some artwork or a mirror over it, something to make it kind of look built in. But that light coming out of whether it's a real or a fake fireplace is definitely going to help cozy up a space. Now, if you don't have wall space to even add in an electric fireplace like that, bring in candles. How else can you get firelight than without, when you don't, what am I saying? There are other ways of bringing in firelight other than in a fireplace, and that's with candles. So put a candle on your TV stand, put a candle on your coffee table, put a candle on your side table. Bringing in that firelight will definitely help cozy up a space. Now, one thing that I want to talk about that some people are still afraid of a little bit is wallpaper. When we were talking about painting a room, that's obviously an option to use. But if you don't want to paint, there's so many amazing options these days for peel and stick wallpaper. You can look on Amazon or just do a Google search. Look for peel and stick removable wallpaper if you don't want to commit to it. Find something that has those warm, cozy tones that you want to bring into your room and pick a wall or use it on all the walls. That always helps bring the walls in a little bit and makes a space feel a little bit cozier without feeling like you've committed to painting your whole house like a hunter green or something like that. So those are my tips for you for cozying up a space. Be aware of layering pillows and throws and rugs, and also be aware of the lighting. Those are the two big things I love to throw out there. So lighting is extremely important. So I'm gonna add in a bonus for you right now, since you've stuck with me through the whole entire video. I built a fireplace this year out of an Amazon box. I did. And I'm going to share the link with you down below in the description. Be sure to go check that out. So that is a huge bonus for you. You don't have to have a fireplace in your home or go buy one. You can literally build one out of an Amazon box. So you're welcome. Thanks so much for being here. I hope that was easy for you. I hope you took some notes. And if you ever have any questions about anything, DM me, reach out to me. Here on YouTube, you can find me on Instagram at Stovall_house. And I'll see you next time. Bye.